Hey friends, what's up? So today I'm doing a I was gonna say I'm doing a TTI. Do you guys remember those? They're from Disney. They were on Disney Channel. They were TTI's The Time I, and I've been thinking about those this entire time that I've been doing this intro, so that's why I said that. They were basically like these little segments during commercials on Disney Channel about kids that had interesting stories. It's like Bella Thorne talking about how she was dyslexic. There was one where Zendaya, it wasn't about Zendaya getting a little sister that was adopted, but she played the girl who got a little sister that was adopted. And I remember later realizing that that was Zendaya and that wasn't actually like her story and feeling insanely betrayed. It just sounded like there's no way for me to not make it sound like a Disney TTI. Hi, I'm Bree, and this is the story of the time I went viral.
You just watched a TTI on Disney Channel.
Anyways, today we're doing a story time about the time that I went viral because of a tweet. What they say about the internet really is true. Like, whatever you put out there, it's gonna be there forever. I tweeted this tweet like a year and a half ago, and every few months it makes its rounds again, and I'll get a bunch of followers and a bunch of people will like and retweet it. And was it like the best representation of me and my intelligence levels? No, but it's out there forever, and I've come to accept it. So I thought, let's put it on one more platform and put it on YouTube. At least this time it's me putting it on here. So let's get into it. I'll read you the tweet. I was petting a dog and the owner was like, "Do you want to see her puppy?" And I was like, "Bro, fuck yeah." So a girl went to this bitch's car with her, and the puppy was cute, but I really followed a stranger to her car because she said she had a puppy. Ted Bundy would have loved my dumb ass. So that was a tweet, and what I find really funny about this story actually is the fact that this happened and I wrote out this tweet, and then when I read it over, I decided not to post it because I thought I sounded like an idiot. Like, I was like, people are not even gonna think this is funny. This is just sad, like the lack of survival instincts. So I just drafted it, and then I was looking through my Twitter drafts like maybe a couple months later, and I saw it and I was like, this is kind of funny. Like, maybe people won't think I'm like too much of an idiot. So I decided to post it, and obviously the response I got was really overwhelming, and I did not know that many people were gonna relate or find it funny, but a lot of people did, and it really kind of blew up like overnight. I truly don't know how this went viral. Like, I don't know who like the tweet has to fall into the hands of to go viral, but somehow it did. I think people just really found it relatable for some reason, for some concerning reason, because I don't think we should all be like, haha, yeah, we're all fucking dumb. But a lot of people were like, I am equally as stupid as you. At first it was just on Twitter, and it was kind of big on there. It had like 30,000 likes before it started making its way to the Instagram meme pages, and I feel like because those pages just kind of post the same things but on different accounts, it really started making its way around the different meme pages, and it was everywhere on Instagram too. Like, I was getting tagged. If you look at my tag photos still, I think a lot of people tagged me because my Instagram and Twitter handle are the same, at Bree McLean. Go follow me, 2 N's at the end. But yeah, once it started making its way onto Instagram, I feel like that's where it really started gaining traction to be not just like a tweet that went viral on Twitter, but it made its way to a lot of different places. So by this time it was absolutely blowing up on Twitter. I remember I was on the front page of Reddit, which my brother told me was a really big deal. I'm not big on Reddit, but apparently being on the front page is a really big deal. I was on iFunny, I was all over Instagram, and because a lot of Instagram pages have like linked Facebook pages where they post the same things, it's just one's on Instagram, one's on Facebook, it also made its way to Facebook. And I remember there was one Facebook post of it that I saw where there's so many comments where people were saying, I've been seeing this tweet everywhere, everyone's posting this tweet, and that was when I realized like maybe this was like a little bit out of hand, because I thought it had just gone viral on Twitter, but once I saw this, I was like, okay, it's like all over the internet. I was really avoiding telling my parents that this was all happening because it was really exciting to me, because I was like, oh, people like thought something I said was funny, or people are finding it really relatable. Like, in that sense, it was exciting and I wanted to tell them. But on the other side of that, like, I basically went viral for being a dumb bitch, and I just wasn't ready to tell my parents like, I went viral for doing this really stupid, unsafe thing. Like, that's just not something you want to tell your parents. But once I got on Facebook, I realized I definitely had to tell them, because I already had family members remember sending the post to me being like, is this you? So eventually I had to tell them, and they actually thought it was pretty funny. Surprisingly, they were like rolling their eyes, like they were like, oh my god, like you're so stupid. It was actually my mom's reaction I was the most worried about, because I thought she was really gonna go off on me for being unsafe. And at first she did, but then she remembered this story that she told me about the time she went to the dog park with my dog and met this lady there who was saying that my dog's nails were too long, and she was like, oh, I can cut them for you if you want to come back to my house. So my mother went to this house with this lady she had just met at the dog park to get my dog's nails cut. And like, thank God the lady was actually just completely normal, cut my dog's nails, gave my mom a beverage, and she just left. But like, are you serious? That's worse than what I did. But like, she couldn't tell me anything at that point. At that point, I was like, you cannot tell me anything for being stupid, because clearly like the apple does not fall far from the tree. I think something to be said about both of these situations though is that they were women, and I think if a man had come up to me and was like, hey, do you want to see my dog in my car? Like immediately like sirens would be going off in my head, like danger, get out of this situation. But because it was a woman, I was a lot more trusting, which isn't good. Do not trust anyone. I got really lucky, my mom got really lucky in these situations, but I know it's like really easy to trust other girls, but don't do it. In terms of the reaction to my tweet, most of it was positive. Honestly, there were a lot of people quote tweeting it being like, oh, this is some stupid shit I would do because I have absolutely no common sense and just am like a big ass idiot. And I was like, okay, I know you're coming for yourself there, but you're also kind of coming for me. Like basically I just had a bunch of people affirming that I was an idiot in that situation, which was kind of funny, but also like, damn, okay, relax. In terms of hate, I definitely got the same things over and over again. One of them being people commenting saying like, Ted Bundy only liked pretty girls, which like, fuck you, okay? Like, damn, that was so rude. But I think Ted Bundy would have taken me personally, thank you. I think I would have passed his threshold. I don't think he was that picky, to be fair. Another big point of hate, which I thought was really stupid, like at least the first one was kind of funny, you know, it was kind of clever, like, oh, Ted Bundy only liked pretty girls, fine, whatever. This one was just plain obnoxious, but people were coming for like my grammar and the way I shortened words, and like, bro, it's a tweet. First of all, there's a character limit. Like, even if you wanted to be grammatically correct, if you want to tweet something a little bit longer, you can't be. Second of all, it's Twitter. If I want to say really, RLLY, let me. Like, people were coming for that. People were saying, because like I said FR for real instead of like saying it out, and it was stupid. Like, come on, it's a tweet. I will say the one thing that really bothered me though when it came to the hate I got on this tweet was people assuming that I had a really low education level or just wasn't smart, which like, one, this is social media, like I said. I'm not writing an essay. I'm not at a job interview. Like, I'm talking casually as I would to a friend. And I don't think because I use slang or like say bitch or like fuck or anything that makes me an unintelligent person. I got a lot of comments that were like, oh, this girl probably like works at McDonald's. No offense to people that work at McDonald's, first of all, asshole for that comparison. But you know, people were saying she probably works like a bad job, or she probably didn't graduate high school, like all this really stupid, ignorant stuff. And I have to say, I feel like all of it was from older white men, and it kind of makes sense because a lot of people of color, I feel like, are very used to what's called code switching, and that's basically when you're in a different environment, and often a white kind of environment, you have to change the way you talk because people are going to view you as unprofessional, and people are going to judge you and maybe be prejudiced towards you for using slang that you're really comfortable using around other people of color at home, etc. And a lot of white people aren't used to having to do that. I mean, you do it to an extent. Like, if you're talking to your friend one way, you're not going to do it the same way to like your boss, but it is something that people of color don't just do in a professional and non-professional setting. Like, you will do it with like your group of white friends and your group of people of color friends, and that's just something that we're used to. And just because I talk a certain way on Twitter doesn't mean that I'm unintelligent. I can like do a good ass job interview and say like extensive vocabulary words and sound all smart and however they thought I should sound to indicate a like high education level. And I can also tweet like just casually and stupid like that. And I remember being really upset that people would like question my intelligence intelligence just because I talk that way, because I knew that their expectation of what a smart person sounded like, of what an educated person sounded like, was rooted in racism. Like, they expected me to talk a certain way that like we as a society, or like white people honestly as a society, have deemed professional, and not talking like that means you're stupid for some reason. People of color have always had this pressure put on them to assimilate to whiteness, and a lot of times that includes language. And do you have an accent? Do you speak with slang from your culture? Like, basically you are expected to talk as American and as white as possible. And I feel like we have decided that whiteness equals intelligence. We've decided that the way white people talk is what is professional. And because I didn't talk like that, people just automatically assumed that I was uneducated, which, if you think about it, is pretty racist. I found these comments really kind of elitist. Like, on top of it, let's say that I was uneducated. Let's say I did work at McDonald's, or I didn't graduate high school. How dare you come onto this post and like make that seem like something I should be ashamed of, when like you have no idea why I may not have graduated from high school, or why I may be working at McDonald's. Does it mean I'm not as smart as you, or does it mean that you've had way more privilege in life to achieve more things than I have been able to? So I'm getting heated just thinking about it. But aside from that, like I said, most of the response was positive. I did get a lot of comments asking why the puppy was in the car, and this was like, I couldn't include everything in a tweet, but basically I think what was happening is they were cleaning out their car, which was parked somewhat close to their open garage, and that's where I saw the dog, like in front of the house. And when the lady came over to me and said, do you want to see the puppy, she walked me to her car that she was cleaning out, and the puppy, I think, was in there just because she wanted to keep an eye on it. Oh, excuse me. I think she had the puppy in the car with her so she could keep a better eye on it while she was like cleaning it out. So I think that's why. Like, the puppy wasn't like in the car on its own, doors closed, windows up, and she was just like off somewhere else. Like, I'm pretty sure she was cleaning out her car and wanted to keep an eye on it, and that's why she had it in there. So there was no animal cruelty of any kind going on here, I promise. It was like both concerning and funny to see how many people had found themselves in similar situations. Like, a lot of them involving dogs, actually. I think like dogs, like, unfair advantage, man. Like, of course I want to see your dog. Like, I don't care how creepy you are. No, that's a lie. If they're really creepy, I'm not trying to see their dog. But I think that's like a really over here, a good way to get people. I hope no fucking murderers are watching this video right now trying to get ideas. I got that comment a lot too. A lot of people were like, you're giving the murderers ideas, but a lot of other people were commenting saying that this has been a tactic used by like serial killers like for a long ass time. So I guess it's nothing new. I guess I would have just been another number if this had gone bad, but I'm glad that's not what happened. But yeah, that was the story. This has been a TTI.
You just watched a TTI.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment to let me know. If you are new here, definitely go ahead and hit subscribe. You can head to my channel to watch some more videos. And if you haven't hit my post notification bell, definitely go ahead and do that. It gives you a notification every single time I post so you don't miss any content from me. But that's about it. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.
Yeah.